We can choose to have our golden age at any time. This would be in a world where people think of other people's interests equal with their own. It's a world where people think about those worse off than themselves and do everything they can to help others. It's a world where women are respected and children are protected. It's a world where mercy is as important as justice. It is a world without racism or ethnic hatreds. It is a world where if someone has a different lifestyle, one you don't understand, it doesn't stop you from accepting them and loving them as a fellow human being. It's a world where going to war is no longer a necessary or even viable option because people realize that solutions can always be had by talking things out. It's a world without hatred and violence. It's a world where everyone seeks to maximize their talents, but does so to share and improve the rest of humanity. It is a world where we love our mother planet as well and make compassionate choices towards all of the things rather than endless exploitation and destruction of the garden.
So like a curious traveler on a quest, we embark upon a journey of information. Stay with us for a ride into knowledge. Imprinted deep within us is a collective knowing peace on earth is possible, that equality and justice for all is possible, that life can be beautiful and abundant for everyone. We all talk about it, we all want it, and yet it seems this idea did not come from visions of a brighter future, but it comes from a deep down knowing and longing of a past that once was. Maybe this idea of peace on earth was how things once were. Maybe it's a past memory rather than a future dream. When our ancestors talked of this heavenly golden age, the sun wasn't the ruler of the skies. They say it was Saturn. And in the ancient text, it's been described that Saturn was once our sun and our main guiding star. And with Saturn as a ruler, life was peaceful. The ancient texts claim that Saturn was the ruler of the skies at the time of peace, love, and plenty. No work, free food, and peace. Imagine that. Under Saturn's rule, the Golden Age enjoyed an always spring and had no need for law due to the inherent justness of human nature. Struggle was nothing and fighting was unheard of. But when Saturn was disposed, nature fell divided into 4 seasons, and humankind descended into a spiral of injustice. Saturn comes to its end in a disastrous struggle. Then thousands of years later, in favor of a new planetary god, Jupiter was made the son of Saturn. Saturn fled after Jupiter ascended the throne, and according to the Old Testament, the Hebrew god Elohim created the heavens and earth, which was formerly formless and void. This is the same idea in many other cultural creation accounts. Let there be light is also a common theme. Those exact words are in the Popol Vuh of the Mayans. The Bible also says that the spirit, the wind of Elohim, was moving over the face of the deep. The idea of celestial waters is universal. The Egyptian god Ra, who equates to Saturn, created the watery abyss. The Yuma myth of creation states that this is how it all began. There was only water. Then out of the waters arose a mist. There was no sun, no moon, no stars, just darkness. But deep down in the waters was the Creator. He was bodiless, breathless, and motionless. The waters stirred and rushed and thundered. Saturn was a faintly shining sub-brown dwarf star, enshrouded in darkness hovering above the earthly waters. As quoted in Genesis, darkness was on the face of the deep, and Elohim, possibly Saturn, divided the light from the darkness. The Spirit of the Lord, or the wind, was the revolving motion of these heavenly waters, circulating around the ancient brown dwarf star that was formerly Saturn, who was the original sun, or creator king of the ancient peoples. The Mayans say it was not our current sun which showed himself and ruled in the beginning of time. What transpired was in former times, Saturn shone feebly under a mass of clouds, like a Chinese lantern, and then it flared up. Let there be light. And this went down as day one in the creation account. Now, this epoch was a time of abundance. Animals and humans thrived, living carefree and happy lives. We got all of our nutritional needs from fruits. There was no need to hunt another being, as we shared a close relationship with other species. Saturn, the great god of beginnings, eventually receded to remote parts of the sky as the new sun usurped his power. A new power took over, but not necessarily the new sun. Accordingly, early Roman astrologers named the largest planet after their most powerful god, Jupiter. And in Roman mythology, Jupiter, or Zeus in Greek mythology, is the god of the sky and the king of all the gods. It's been suggested the word Jupiter, translated from Latin to a Greek word pronounced Yahweh. Yahweh took over for El. So if El was Saturn and Yahweh was Jupiter, and Yahweh wanted to be like the Most High, as said in Isaiah 14, you said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the Mount of Assembly, on the utmost heights of Mount Zephon. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. Now, Saturn came into his own as king of the gods in the period following the destruction of Super Uranus and the ejection of the moons. We only know a portion of this mythic evidence for the period immediately following the rise of the moon god or goddesses. There is little coherent knowledge of human societies of that time. Thousands of years were required for the reconstruction of the Earth's surface and the recovery of the biosphere. The possibilities of record-keeping cultures were low for many generations. But somehow Saturn departed from the polar alignment and Jupiter replaced Saturn. Jupiter was also known as the Star of the South. It is just possible that it was hidden, not behind Saturn, but below Earth. Jupiter may have started out in Earth's south central pole and later moved to the north behind Saturn, thus destabilizing the system, which finally fell apart. A bright sun now moved across the sky. The motionless sun at the pole was gone, and the Golden Age came to an end. Jupiter had now become the largest planet in the sky. Saturn, as the son of the night, was the dominant body of the heavens. But after periodic visits from Jupiter, Saturn was finally disposed. This sequence of events is possibly told in the War of the Titans. In the process, mass was lost from Earth's present northern hemisphere, and our globe was recast into a pear-shaped form. Jupiter has taken over for Saturn. And in religion, Yahweh has taken over for El. Religion has its roots from the astrotheological view. Religion is based on the cosmos. It's no secret that ancient Egypt and Sumer dedicated their glyphs and art to the myths of the cosmos. Judaism is a variant religion that branched off the older, more ancient pagan Sumerian myths, recycled and mixed in with other ancient pagan myths. Almost every ancient drawing from Egypt to Sumer, and even across the world to other civilizations, like the ancient Mayans, contain the same symbolic motifs. The gods symbolized the planets in our ancient past and started losing their meanings as we continued down a future timeline. The Jewish god Yahweh is a variant, rehashed tale of the more ancient Sumerian and Babylonian gods. Earth's skies were once ruled by the gods who left us, which is an allegory for the planetary bodies that were once visible giants in the past. These planetary giants were close to the Earth's orbit in the ancient past, which created floods and chaos on the Earth. And this gave rise to the ancient, recycled myths about the angry gods battling and destroying everything. And the Golden Age of peace, it was over. Just more food for thought.
Thanks for watching this and all our videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until we meet again, stay curious, fellow travelers, and have a great day.